Now, if you're familiar with the story of Hosea in the Old Testament, the story of Hosea, the prophet was to take a wife, and this wife was going to be unfaithful to him time and time again. And she was going to serve as a metaphor for Israel, who was unfaithful to God time and time again. And so in Hosea chapter 6, God is explaining to the nation what he desires of them and how they are to get right with him. And he says, look, I desire, at least in the ESV, it says love. I desire love, not sacrifice. And you might read that and assume it means I want you to love me rather than make sacrifices for me. But in the Septuagint, in the Greek translation, it says I desire mercy and not sacrifice, another way to translate a similar word that's used there. And as such, the way Jesus uses it here, it seems to imply that it means I desire to have mercy or love toward you rather than to expect you to sacrifice for me. That God is saying the way you get right with me isn't by me sitting back and waiting for you to do a bunch of sacrifices until you've finally pleased me enough and then I'm willing to take you back. It's rather by you responding to my mercy. That I show you grace. That's how you get right with me. Jesus is going to quote this verse again a couple chapters later in Matthew in a very similar. He seems to be saying to the Pharisees, your attitude towards the wicked is, yeah, they can come to Jesus as long as they're willing to demonstrate their sincerity enough by making enough sacrifices and doing enough good things to show that they've changed and that they're better people, and then we can associate with them and then God will accept them. And Jesus is saying, no, God desires to be merciful and gracious to sinners, and that's how he woos them to himself. And so I'm going to love these people. I'm going to treat them with grace and kindness and mercy. I'm not going to expect them first to sacrifice, and then I'll accept them or love them, because that's the